Welcome to another Klon adventure. In this video, we're doing the Blue Rag Range Track, heading up to the Trig Point. Blue Rag is one of the top 10 four-wheel drive tracks in Australia and is located in the Victorian High Country. The Blue Rag track runs off the Dargo High Plains Rd and is 11 kilometres south of the Great Alpine Rd or 61 kilometres north of the Dargo Hotel. Don't forget to ask local retailers for these fantastic sublimated souvenir shirts. As soon as you enter Blue Rag, it starts climbing straight up. Sorry about the visual, I forgot to wipe the screen. A bit of dust on there, and then with the reflection of the sunlight, it's not the best of quality, but at least this way you'll get to see what the Blue Rag looks like. You can notice I've got the Variety flag at the front, flying. This is during our Variety four-wheel drive event. We're doing a four-wheel drive trip through both the New South Wales and the Victorian High Country. For those of you that don't know, Variety is the largest, or one of the largest, children's charity in Australia. We're now coming up to one of the seasonal gates. These gates normally get closed through the winter season. Up here on your left, you'll see the sign, the Blue Rag sign, or you can turn left and go down the Basalt North track, which is a pretty hairy track. There's another one of those seasonal gates that'll get closed during the winter because they do get snow up here. Remember, this Blue Rag track is one way. There's no through road. So once you get up to the Trig Point or down to the river, you have to turn around and come back out this way. One way in and one way out. Here's what the view should have looked like if I didn't have dust on the camera. A lot of four-wheel drivers have been taught to let the tyre pressures right down to get better traction and a bigger footprint on your tyre. But what happens is that you balloon out your sidewall, and these sharp rocks, you get a lot of sidewall punctures. A lot of these roads, and where you can see it's got a nice hard surface, you're better off keeping your tires pumped up around the 30 to 35 psi. Obviously, being a one-way road, one of your biggest concerns is oncoming traffic. Just see who's going to give way. There's no right or wrong on who gives way, just who's ever got room to pull over. I didn't actually hear him say good day. My window was wound up. This group of guys were very courteous. You could tell they all pulled over for us. We were actually in a convoy of about 8 vehicles. I was leading, so they just pulled over to let us pass. Blue Rag track itself, from the Dargo High Plains Rd up to the Trig Point, is only about 11 kilometres long. Been a bit of a busy day today with these vehicles. Normally I've been up here in the past and we don't see any vehicles, but I suppose the weather's just absolutely perfect and the views, so a lot of people have decided to come out. There's a track in the distance that we're going to start to climb, and then there's a couple of steeper tracks after that. Before you take on Blue Rag track, make sure your four-wheel drive has got low range, and probably a good idea to have a 2-inch lift kit as well, just give you a bit better travel. Now we're going to start to travel up this big boy. The High Country is probably our #1 spot in Australia to go four-wheel driving. There are just hundreds and hundreds of tracks here. So much history with huts, rivers. It's just magnificent. Now we can start to travel along the ridge line up here, and that starts getting steeper right up the end there, and as far as you can see, that's where we'll get to the top of the Trig Point. There's the last hill we're going to climb before we hit the Trig Point. I believe the top of the Trig Point is 1,732 meters above sea level. And there's the Trig Point at the top of Blue Rag. We'll get out and take some photos. You can see by being one of the highest elevations in the High Country, you get a beautiful view of 360 degrees right around. Out there in the distance is Mount Buffalo. Behind that tree is Mount Hotham. Oh, there comes Scooby-Doo right behind us. Straight ahead is Mount Kosciuszko.
They're coming. They're still coming. So that's just Mount Kosciuszko.
You can see the track out there, what we took, following the ridge line.
No, that's all.
That's awesome. Kosciuszko's right down the back.
Show us the buildings with the fucking ski resort. That's all.
Here's some pictures from a previous trip we did when it was raining and low cloud cover. We had no views at all. Thanks for watching another Klein adventure. See you on the next one.